Up on the bench is an Onkyo A8170 integrated amp. Pretty cool looking amp. I got it from Goodwill stores, online Goodwill store, and basically the unit was dead. There was absolutely nothing coming out of it, and I first suspected a blown fuse. So I removed the cover, and as I was removing the cover, I noticed that the screws which were holding the top cover were quite loose. This is never a good sign. It usually means that somebody has been inside the unit before, and usually when people do that, uh, especially somebody who is not a technician, they usually mess up the unit more than they can fix it. Anyway, it's not to comment negatively on anyone, but that has been my experience. Anyway, when I opened it up, looked around inside, um, the fuse was intact. That was a good sign. That showed that there was no immediate short anywhere. Checked the power, and I had AC coming up to here. The on off switch was fine. I traced up to here. I could sense the voltage. But then there was zero voltages in the secondary. None of the secondary windings had any power coming out. So I had no choice. I pulled out this transformer, removed all connections, and then basically I checked the windings, secondary windings, tested out okay. Primary winding was indicated to be open. That wasn't good. My first thought was to just toss out the transformer and just leave the unit for parts or for future when I could secure a transformer. I did some searches, but I couldn't find any compatible transformer available. On a hunch, as the transformer was out, I took it out. I had to undo all this metal cladding, and basically I was looking for a thermal fuse, which is usually buried inside these windings, maybe after one or two coverings or turns. um, I had to struggle to remove everything. Once I removed this and I cut open the primary, I still couldn't find any thermal fuse there. So either it was buried deep in or not there, and I was kind of worried. I was about to give up, but that on a hunch, as I realized that I have nothing to lose, this primary on the other side had like a plastic cap, which was sealed, which was non-removable. And on a hunch, I basically just broke the cap just to see if I can trace the connections anywhere. And lo and behold, I saw 3 points of contact there. Tested the first two, and then it turned out that primary winding was good. The third one had no continuity, and I believe that's the one which was the other end of the thermal fuse. So basically I had no choice since I couldn't get to the thermal resistor. Basically I shorted or bypassed the thermal resistor connections, and once I did that, I tested primary was fine, tested the power on of the transformer on the bench with power, and all the primary and secondary voltages were good, no problem. Secondaries had all the required voltages that were needed. Simply I sealed this whole thing up, covered it up with some insulating material so that there are no accidental touches anywhere with the chassis. Put it back in, and now back in business. The amp is playing beautifully, no problems. And I hope to put it back after some cleaning. One thing I did notice is that this is speaker selection knob, like A, B, and A and B, or off. Speaker selection knob is either broken or dislodged. That's one thing I have to troubleshoot. It's not going to be a huge or difficult fix if I if it's really broken, I can always find another one on eBay, or somebody who has a donor's part. I believe another amp in the same Integra series, um, which is 8190, has the same configuration, or maybe even 8150 has the same configuration. So in that case, I will be able to use a knob from any of those units if it's available, and I'm sure I'll find one if I cannot fix it. So this is the short story of this amp. I plan to use it, but I have already plenty of amps lying around, and probably I'm running out of space, and my wife is quite unhappy with this whole thing. So anyway, I'll probably fix it and give it away to a friend or sell it. I'm not much good at selling stuff, so hopefully it will just lie there. Okay, thank you so much. I hope this short video helped somebody. And if you have a unit like this which is totally dead, and if you feel that transformer windings are open, before you toss out the unit or replace the transformer, do look up and check the transformer to see if you can basically locate the thermal fuse and bypass it or replace it, and that way you will save yourself a lot of trouble and money. Good luck. Thank you.